Mr. Sleepy Man sleeps all day and night.
Mr.
Sleepy Man
dreams of a better life.
Hello to everyone who is subscribed to the second channel. Luke here. I just figured that, you know what, this channel has been dry of content for a little while. Why don't I just try to make some kind of short little video though, going over my thoughts on a random video game that I've played for a really long time and give my honest thoughts about it. I'm kinda on a vacation, so at one of my relatives' house, so I figure I'd just record something to pass the time though, cause well, I'm still making the Metopia video and just haven't gotten around to finishing it yet. But whatever. Anyways, here we are, Mr. Sleepy Man. This here is a 3D platforming game developed by Devin Santi. Which, interestingly enough, he is actually a composer of original songs and music on his YouTube channel. Let me see here. He actually, more or less though, he does actually more than just original songs. He even does some did some covers from years ago. I believe this is one of the people who re-uploaded one of his song covers. Anyways, here's his YouTube channel right over here, and he's actually been making YouTube music videos for really longer than expected. As you can see here, he actually has made some original songs for a while. Although, starting right over here, he started to make parody music shorts for everything after Avengers Infinity. You can absolutely see right over here that he has got it kicks out of making some fun little silly looking music, especially the every Rockstar game in a nutshell music. Here we go. Waypoint Simulator. You go to this place and then you go to this place. Sometimes you're on a horse. Okay, I'm done with that shit. Alright, so absolutely, he actually been a really very talented music composer. And so, most of the people who are subscribed to the channel expected to only just make, original songs and nothing more. Well, until he actually made his, new music called Mr. Sleepy Man, which is, funny enough, is literally what the name of the actual game is. We didn't really expected him to actually make a full song out of this, silly looking music that he made. Until then, he started posting a lot of a concept for the game, like Barely Awake, which we saw a little bit glimpse of the game right over here. Which, let me see here, yeah, it kind of does almost look like there's some shots of the game right over here. Yeah, here it is. Here's some of the shots of the actual game. It looks like Mr. Sleepy Man stayed almost entirely the same. Here we go. Is the actual video game right over here, Mr. Sleepy Man. And so he posted a lot more about his game later on. And then for one of the Steam Next Fest, he finally releases a demo for the game. And I got a chance to actually play the game right around here at the time when the demo was released. And when I heard about the game, it was pretty much from a random tree from one of the people who were suggesting platformer games, and this game came up called Mr. Sleepy Man. Now, to be honestly fair here though, I actually hated the game when it first launched. Yeah, I think it was not really good, as a matter of fact. Here, let me find some footage of the Mr. Sleepy Man demo on YouTube from years ago, because I do remember seeing a older version of the demo. Oh, there we go. That's the one right over here.
It's cool.
As you can see right over here, the opening segment is very much still the same as what it usually be in a demo.
It's pretty much bad.
Although, never mind about that.
If you keep
Aside from
mentioning stuff,
that thing.
you might.
aside from like the guitar at it as like a ramp and something. And then let me skip over to later on in the video right over here. Now here we are though is the actual demo itself, and if we go over to later in the video, if I do remember that there's one specific challenge that you can actually fly up to over there and collect one of the clouds, which is kind of like the thing that also refills your health. And when collecting enough of them, you actually earn like one more health point for your total health. And most of the stuff are actually somewhat a little bit more different. Aside the cheese the like a broken pizza are kind of changed into somewhat pizzas, and looks like the platforms are much higher than expected. Now, normally though, I absolutely hated playing this, cause like I didn't know where to go. I was constantly falling off, and I was getting frustrated with the game. But later, I kind of just like brush off the game and never wanted to pick it up again. Although I did actually came back later to the game and tried it again, and I did got a lot more far than I ever actually expected it to do. Now, see here, this is actually supposed to be like a segment where you sneak away from these nightmare rabbits over here and try to like distract them with this big bell so you can collect one of the pillows. And later on, so after collecting the pillow and getting the shinies, you actually finally get to like attack the animals, the rabbits and such. Holy shit, I'm not very good. Actually, you know what? Why don't we skip over to the store? One of the parts that actually was somewhat similar in the game, similar in the full game. Although the Dino Crunch collectibles are very hard to collect because there's no like magnetic like thing, magnetic. You get closer to something though, you can actually collect it without needing to be precise. And it looks like they still did actually have like the funny looking like jobs here where you pretty much mess people up and such. You can also befriend the registration guy here. I'm really tired here. And, well, that's it for the entire demo here. Let me skip over here to the small platformer challenge. Oh yeah, right over here, there's these little leaf things that actually refill your little meter when you fly. Although they don't usually respawn when you actually collect them, so that's just. So if you actually collected it and you failed, you kind of made that challenge very hard for you to finish. Yeah, I kind of got sick and tired of it. Anyways, the demo ends when you actually place the shiny piece in the TV. And that's pretty. And well, there we go. There was no timer for the demo, and it looks like it's not going to be there until the full release of the game. All right, I'm back. Anyways, after the demo release, Devin have pretty much actually uploaded a couple of shorts related to Mr. Sleepy Man. Like there was there was literally a Christmas special and a Halloween special released before the demo was actually released. Yeah, and then later on he he started releasing a couple of these like videos talking about the little game, talking about Mr. Sleepy Man, and we got the chance to see that there was a couple of improvements for the game, and we got a chance to see a little bit more on the areas that we needed to get a chance to play in the first demo. And it looks like it became a lot more of what the final game used to be like.
And a collectathon.
Even they were even condensed into shorts as well. That's what you could tell. It's right over here as well. But yeah. And then later on, he actually finally updated finally gave us a new demo for the game, and it actually looks a lot more of the full game, except he actually restricted a couple areas in the game because they weren't finished yet, and he even included a timer for the demo. But it's not only just like what the final game actually was going to look like, but he even actually had like a music segment for the video as well, aka Lost in Dreams. And I'm gonna be talking about this segment of the game later on in the video, till when I actually do talk about the game itself. Also, there was a announcement for a Nintendo Switch release, and then somehow that game actually got really popular, and luckily enough, we finally got like a release date for the game on March 10th. Basically, I myself was also anticipated the release of the game, and so it had like a little sale for at least 20% off, I believe. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for the background of the game. What about the game itself? What did I think about it right now? Well, I'm here to say that Mr. Sleepy Man, it's a fantastic platforming game that I absolutely love. It's filled with silly looking weirdness and even some dark moments in the game. It may come up later in the video, so is there any type of spoilers, I probably might bring them up a little bit. Mr. Sleepy Man is pretty much a 3D platformer based around you trying to look around into the town of the sleepy lands of the dream. Well, actually, hang on a second. In bedtime town. Okay. In bedtime town, you're allowed to just like help people out, but more or less so, you're free to just mess everything up. Like, you could actually steal a lot of stuff from the store, including the cash register, the groceries, and made a guy who works at the register to slip on a banana peel. It may look like that's all you could do, just mess stuff up. There's also like more areas of the game that was also included in the demo, like the police station, which more or less though in the demo, if you kind of mess something up at the police station, you get thrown into the slammer. But in the full game, you kind of have to do a lot more to just like steal stuff, cause like they won't throw you in the slammer for that. Which you pretty much have to like grab this key and control the spotlight that usually is used if you actually attack one of the people in the town, like either the police guys or either the civilians and such. But anyways, if you actually mess the big moon creature up there in the sky, he actually cries, and you are a wanted criminal. And this is one of the puzzles of the game, and you get a chance to explore some more other places, especially the sewers where all the rat creatures are inside, which you could like trap the Rat King with the big huge hammer. If you're very careful enough, you can even like steal some cheese or pretty much help the big guy. There are not a lot in this area of the game, but but there's absolutely a good amount of stuff that you could do here. And last but not least, the Deep Dark Woods, which is one of the segment of the game that you enter a spooky little forest where there's a maze in there. It's not like a big complicated maze, but it still counts as a maze at all. Also, there's pretty much are these like weird nightmare creatures roaming around the place, around in the forest, including the bunny characters from the first demo. And you get to find the little Papa Bear's little son named I think the little baby bear name is Crunch or Davison, I think. I'm gonna guess this. I'm gonna check the achievements out of here. Chunky Bear. Oh, Chunky Bear. That's what his name is. I almost got it right. Chunky and Crunch is kind of almost the same. You actually can go into the forest and do a little bit more stuff. There's also Tony's Pizza area, which you can make pizza for Tony and traumatize a Chunky Bear. Yeah, you can actually mess a lot of stuff up. And you can also kind of help people, but you still also mess stuff up as well. Why even mess stuff up? Why is messes stuff is also part of the game? Well, around the middle of when you actually get a game over, or pretty much like beat the moon boss in the game after the clock strikes midnight. The moon boss fight is somewhat challenging, but not too challenging as well. You just dodge obstacles and try to fling one of the projectiles at him after, which you find with one of your pillows. There's actually a golden pillow that you can unlock in the game that does twice the damage if you find all the pillows in the game. After defeating the moon boss, you get back into the realm of nowhere, and you find Tiffy mourning the loss of his pal named Dino Crunch. I think it's Dino. I believe Dinosaur Jones. Dinosaur Jones. That's his name. Yeah. TV reminisced about his best imaginary friend named Dinosaur Jones, and after doing a little bit of what we call a point-and-click adventure game and finding all the notes to the song of that he lost, you go into what we call a little minigame music like thing. It's basically more or less a small little platforming challenge with which more platforming challenge than less rhythm game based. Although there is one segment of the rhythm-based area of the game. Funny enough, though, there's actually like a challenge where you have to like get no points in the game to earn an achievement. Like there's not even like an achievement if you've done it super well or got all the collectibles as such. Well, I mean, like there is one though, but not in like Lost in Dreams. After Lost in Dream, TV pretty much gives you a quest to ruin everything in Bedtime Town, just so he could finally bring Dinosaur Jones back and hopefully reunite and be happy again. And after you finally, and that's where the game pretty much go full on like full on crazy around almost the half end of the game. But even then, I won't actually try to spoil that part of the game for all of you that wanted to play it though. But yeah, this game goes full on crazy here though. I'm not sure what else to compare though, but more or less so it goes kind of somewhat full on horror at the end. But I think it's best for you guys to experience it yourself. Plus, there's actually like 2 other songs around almost at the end of the game you actually play through, and And by the way, Danny, the developer, also uploaded the 2 songs onto his YouTube channel for you to listen to. And to be honestly fair here though, they're both great, especially the third one. It's great that he's allowing people to actually listen to the last 2 songs of the game, even if you haven't played the full game yet. But I encourage you to pretty much actually play through the entire game before listening to the last 2 songs, cause they absolutely pretty much hit you emotionally. Well, especially the last one. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for my thoughts about Mr. Sleepy Man that I can say. Before I go, I wanted to show you the funny little Easter eggs that you could get in the game if you wait on the tile screen for a couple of seconds. Alright, here we go. Now if you wait for a little while and you push this key right over here. Yeah, there's a little bit of some funny looking Easter eggs in the game, after all. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for what I wanted to say. There's also the intro that you play here before you get into the actual action, which I sad that I did not get into, but you get the picture. Yeah, I think that's all of it though. If you're interested in play a really good 3D platformer that gets very weird and someone turns into a little bit of horror, go check out Mr. Sleepy Man. An absolute great game, a fantastic game. It's absolutely going to be one of my favorite game of the year. One of those platformers that reminisce of the 90s. That I absolutely love more than Corn Kid 64. Yeah, I'm sorry to the Foco guy over here who likes it, but listen, man, I get it though. It's you have our own opinions though, but like even then, I can't stand this fucking game. The fucking end game part, the very hard part, fucking pisses me off, and I can't stand it. And it makes me feel like I don't want to finish the rest of the game and get all the achievements. Yeah, that's it. All right, that's it. I'm done. I think I'm finally ending it. Goodbye.